put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. As we continue to give God thanks for life, I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Adana Kombi, and this is indeed a good day to give God thanks because we are in the land of the living.
Yes, indeed, Adana. How have you been?
Well, I have been good, I've been good, enjoying my life, enjoying the freshness of the morning breeze as I entered the studio this morning.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, I've just been enjoying the fact that it's Friday. Yes. Friday, the 11th. You kind of, it's that kind of wind down for the week. Let's see what the weekend has to offer, and then we'll be back here on Monday again.
Right. That's right. And as you said, Friday 11th, I think it's International Sleep and Day.
Yes, indeed. Celebrations happening in Trinidad, and we also have events happening here in Tobago on Sunday. So really looking forward to those celebrations. We're also looking forward to highlights today coming from Marcus Daniel as we speak to that whole, the entire Commonwealth Youth Games happening in Trinidad and Tobago, and more specifically, the activities and happening here in Tobago. All right, viewers, at this point, we head straight on over to news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
All right, and just before we head on into the news this morning, Adana, who are we looking at on the rundown today?
So on the rundown, we have Miss Danica Morris Rouse, and she's an associate professional in the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities, and Transportation Program Coordination Unit, and J.L. Morgan, who is the Junior Secretary for Tourism. Of course, they're going to be talking about a lot of things that's happening there at the International Youth Day and the Tourism Summer Youth Awareness Program. Right? We also have, of course, Mr. Daniel Wilson, and he is the president of Trinidad and Tobago Students Association, UWI Barbados.
Yes, coming out there to represent as we speak, UWI Cave Hill.
Yes, correct.
First year experience.
Yes. And of course, rounding up, we have two guests rounding up. We have Simon Rodriguez and Dexter Sandy, and they'll be talking about the Tobago Hill Climb Festival. Tobago Hill Climb Festival. And rounding up the interviews is Ayodele Kojo. He is the Tobago representative of the Caribbean Drug Preventative Forum, right? And he'll be talking about Caribbean Youth Drug Life Prevention Program. That's who we have for you on the program today.
All right, viewers. So at this point, we head on over to news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Thank you, Julian and Adana. I am Candice Jackson, and here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, 11th August 2023. The Tobago People's Party is getting ready to launch at the Stage in the Sea in Scarborough on Sunday. The party was established in April after Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and his executive resigned from the Watson Duke-led Progressive Democratic Patriots, declaring themselves independents in the THA. From the promotional material, it appears that the symbol for the party is an anchor, and the color they chose to represent the party is blue. Turning now to some news of crime, the murder of Alison Bala, also known as Bling Bling, appears to be linked to revenge. He was murdered on Wednesday morning in Scarborough. Bala, 56, a resident of Yonge Street in Scarborough, was shot multiple times in the head and shoulder. The police retrieved 4 9mm bullet casings from the scene, and officers from the Scarborough Police Station and the Tobago Divisional Task Force are investigating the incident. Bala's murder marks the 8th homicide on the island this year. And to some sport, 5 boxers successfully secured their spots to participate in the Pan American Games in Santiago, Chile, scheduled for October 26 to November 5th. The president of the Trinidad and Tobago Boxing Association, Cecil Ford, has officially confirmed this news. The team consists of Nigel Paul in the heavyweight category, Aaron Prince in the men's middleweight, Ortega Joku in the men's flyweight, Angel George in the women's heavyweight, and Tiana Guy in the women's featherweight. The boxers earned their positions after competing in the 2023 AMBC American Boxing Championships held in Colombia. The team secured 1 silver medal and 4 bronze medals. And that concludes your news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Thank you very much there, Candice, bringing us the news in 90 seconds. All right. And at this point, we're going into our birthday segment, Birthday Shoutout, sponsored by KFC.
This is your birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
All right, and we get started with the man Kurt Gill. And in case the name doesn't click for you, better known as KGB, wishing you birthday blessings, my brother out there. Trust that you enjoy the birthday celebrations. If I had the beatbox in me, I think I would have done a little happy birthday kind of thing, Adana, but I'd leave it there.
And we also want to say happy birthday to Avion Williams. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Avion, from all of us here at the Tobago Updates Television. We say happy birthday to you. We do hope that you enjoy your birthday today and have a wonderful day, a day as beautiful as you are. Happy birthday.
Indeed, happy birthday. They're going out to you. And it's as if Avian isn't even aging at all. It's as if she isn't at all. I want to wish you a really happy birthday. Trust that you continue to enjoy the celebrations.
Birthday shoutouts on Tobago Updates, sponsored by KFC.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
All right, and welcome back this morning, viewers. And just before we head on over, Adana, I want to chat a little bit about my sponsor this morning. Feeling myself in this shirt. Feeling myself in this shirt. When I walk in the building and Tanti said, I like that silk touch there. Certainly this morning, I'm wearing Rashad's Men's Store, and that's Rashad's Men's Store located down there at New Grange Development, Mount Pleasant Main Road, Le Chateau building. Rashad's Men's Store. You can contact them at 631-1049. That's 631-1049. Or you can also connect with them on social media, Instagram. Remember to check out Rashad's Men's Store, responsible for the outfit this morning.
Right, and of course we're going to head straight into Tobago in Focus. But before we do, of course, we invite you to share the live.
Share the live. Share the live.
For those who have plans to pursue tertiary education or are already enrolled, there is a Department of Advanced Training that aids with grants and bursaries. This department exists within the Division of Education, Research and Technology.
We provide financial assistance to persons who decide to pursue tertiary education or who are pursuing tertiary education. We also provide persons and advisory service to persons who require that type of advice, both financial as well as career guidance. And we try to also provide persons with placement. For those persons who would have actually received funding from us, we try to place them in facilitate their placement in jobs.
To access these services, one must apply to an institution of study, and the institution must be accredited. In order to be facilitated, the program being pursued must also be accredited.
The idea is that we want to see that the person, whoever the person is and whatever the person, what the institution is, the important thing is that the institution is accredited and the program is accredited. But much more than that, that the person is also pursuing something that would be of benefit to Tobago and in Trinidad and Tobago for that matter.
The assistance being offered by the department has a wide range. Assistance can be anywhere from tuition expenses to living expenses. It can also include meals, transportation, books, and so forth. An applicant needs to state what they require and what the expenses are that need to be covered. The application will then be vetted and it will be determined what assistance you will receive. You can connect with the department via the THA website, tha.dert.gov.tt, or through the division's head office at 299-0781.
Are you looking for a place for your loved ones? Heavenly Care welcomes you. Located at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors, we offer a variety of services. These include doctor visitations, social activities, geriatric care, and much more. Contact us at 277-9595 or visit us at Northside Road opposite Massey Motors. At Heavenly Care, compassion is at the heart of all care.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
It's television. I am Adana Kumbi. And in studio, we have two beautiful guests, Miss Denicia Morris-Rouse. She's an associate professional in the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities, and Transportation in the Program Coordination Unit. And we also have Miss J.L. Morgan. She is the Junior Secretary for Tourism. Today, of course, they're going to be talking about International Youth Day, and they're also talking about Tourism Summer Youth Awareness Program, Know Your Island Tour as well. So good morning, ladies, and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Right. So tell us why you're here, what we're talking about today. Give us some insight on the international. Let's start with International Youth Day. Mm-hmm.
So International Youth Day is an event that is commemorated every year by the United Nations. It is an event that is geared at empowering youth and recognizing their contributions to society. So we just want to celebrate that, and usually the program coordination unit would target children that are a bit older, so secondary school children. But this year we're switching it up a bit and we're targeting the younger kids, so 7 to 14 years.
Right. And what kind of activities are they going to be engaged in?
So over the past 2 days, they would have had a virtual camp. So online we would have had sessions about sustainable tourism and the environment and the basics of tourism, so they would get a nice feel for it.
Right. And when is International Youth Day celebrated?
It is actually celebrated on the 12th of August, which is tomorrow. But, we want to do it early. We want to be the first people in the world to celebrate it. So,
right. Of course. And of course, I see also Ms. Denicia. Tell us a little bit about what else we can expect from these celebrations or these programs and initiatives for particular International Youth Day.
So let me just back a bit. So the Summer Youth Awareness Program, that's what we call these programs that happened on the past 2 days until now.
Right.
And we culminating with an island tour today. So the children have learned about the different sites and attractions, and now today they are going to get to see it. They get to see the sites and attractions, of a historical nature, of a cultural nature, and they would be able to experience it and have lots of fun today. Of course, this program was held by the Program Coordination Unit of the Division of Tourism, Culture, Activities and Transportation, which is headed by Mrs. Sandra Ortuni. And of course, the idea of an island tour was the brainchild of the Secretary of Tourism, Councillor Tashia Burris, and we have had immense support from them as well as the administrator, Mr. Suresh Dugu, who has supported us a lot in this program. We have been charged with helping to plan and organize and execute the program, and we have had immense support from our members at the Division of Tourism.
Well, that is really good. Tell me about the subscription. How many children did you have participating? I know you said it was a virtual camp.
Yeah.
So how many children did you have participating?
But initially we catered for just 60, and we had an overwhelming response of over 143 students on. So that's the amount that we are going to take on both the northeast side.
On the island tour?
Yes, the southwest side on the island tour.
So how many maxis you have to book for all these children?
We have 7.
7?
Yes.
Wow. Right. Wow. And this is the age group between, you said, 7 and 14?
Yes.
Wow, this is really amazing. This is really good stuff. And I see the island tour is called Know Your Island, Know Your Island Youth Tour. So tell me some of the things that are expected or what they would have learned during that period that they can identify when they go, or is it that they're going to learn as they go on the island tour?
Well, they're going to see what they would have learned the past few days, and then they would learn more because they're going to actually have a hands-on experience. So what was taught about how to deal with tourists, the importance of tourism and careers in tourism, now they would actually see how it is displayed physically, and they would also be able to go to sites and attractions that are not as popular. So that's what will happen today.
So if there's a child that who didn't participate in the camp, but they're hearing all of this now, right? Like as a parent, I'm hearing all of this. It was so exciting. And my child did not participate in this camp. But I'm thinking I want my child to go on this island tour because knowing about your island and the tourist destination, the tourist sites and stuff, interacting with the actual artifacts and stuff is something that we really should encourage our children to do. So if I wanted to get my child subscribed, is it possible or is it restricted to the students who participated in the camp?
Well, it was initially restricted to the students who signed up for the camp, but we opened it up. As you could see, we had a summer youth awareness for flyer, and then we had another one that was just for the Know Your Island tour. So persons were able to sign up. I mean, parents and all are coming on the tour today because they were very interested when they heard. Well, it's a surprise, but they got a tidbit of
I know you can't keep things too secret in Tobago, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying that parents are also going to be on the tour as well?
Yes, parents, and some are even driving behind. Those that aren't on the buses are driving behind.
Right, and tell me the areas that you're going to cover, because I heard you say north, and so tell me some of the areas you're going to cover on the tour.
Well, on the northeastern tour, we're going to stop off at places like the Heritage Park in Pembroke, Studley Park, and we're going to pass and have lunch in the rainforest. So, yeah.
Yes, and on the southwestern end, we are going to see sites like the Sorbet facilities, Mount Irvin. We're going to pass at one of the persons who presented One Love Arts. We're going to pass at their center to look around. We're going to drive through the plantations. It's a fun experience on the south side.
So are the tours happening simultaneously, or are you going to the southwest first and then the north? How is it happening?
Simultaneously.
Oh, so if I want to participate, am I going to decide, well, I want to go southwest or I want to go, that's how it works?
Yes, a lot of persons would have indicated what side they wanted to go, and then some people want to be surprised today, so when they come, they'll be assigned.
So whichever. Yes. I'm sure you have high subscriptions on the northeast side.
Yes.
That's the side I would want to go, because I mean the northwest, the southwest is more common, although you don't always go to the sites, but it's more accessible and it's more common for most of the population. So I would have gone to the northeastern side. But this is really interesting, and you said it's happening today, right? And where is pickup?
By the Esplanade. Pick up and drop off is by the Esplanade. And they'd have to say bye-bye to the parents who aren't coming. They'd go on the tour, and then they'd come back and just give the parents all the information they had. So I hope the parents are prepared to hear talking whole evening.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
I know how that goes.
And the tours would also be guided by tour guides.
Mm-hmm.
So the Tobago Tour Guide Association would have given us the itineraries. So they would be on the maxis as well, guiding us.
Yeah, Mr. William Trim really came through for us.
Right, I'm happy to hear it. You know, because of course we need all the support, corporate support, all the partners to join on board to ensure that we promote our tourism even domestically, you know, and it's a very good thing that you guys are doing, which is educating our young ones about the tourism things that we have right here in Tobago that we're trying to sell abroad. So once we have the children understanding it, it's an easy sell as we move up with it. What time are you expected to be back in town at the Esplanade?
Around 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Will lunch be provided? Or are they expected to work with their own lunch?
With their own lunch as well, but of course on the way they would be getting treats.
Right.
And yes, the division would have sponsored as a snack bag.
Right.
Yes, and those who are going on the northeastern side, they're actually going to get dirt oven treats. So all of
See
that.
why I said I would be going to the northeast side if I was on this trip?
Yeah.
I just knew it. And of course, there's a price attached. People, is $60 per person to board the maxis to go on board this tour, which is Know Your Island Youth Tour International Youth Day Excursion, ages from 8 to 13 or 7 to 14. Tobago is indeed the greatest little island on the planet. So come with us to experience some of Tobago's treasures. Right? The package, of course, includes, I see, transport to all the sites, the tour guide, of course. And of course, you didn't mention the T-shirts. So tell them about the T-shirts.
So I have one of the adult T-shirts right now. So at the back, it actually says, Know Your Island Tour. So all of the parents would have gotten this T-shirt, but the children, they would have gotten a orange or a blue T-shirt with the same thing, but it's all dry fit because we know they're going to sweat. They have to walk about and really experience it. It's an experiential tour. So yes, we catered for all of that.
Right, this is really good stuff, guys. Of course, the Know Your Island Tour takes place today. International Youth Day is tomorrow, 12th, and we're celebrating. They started the youth camp on the 9th.
Yes.
And culminating today with the youth tour. Of course, we're celebrating International Youth Day with this island. So no better way, of course, than to get your youth to know their island, know things about their islands, discover treasures that they might have heard of in storybooks, they might have heard from their parents. So, of course, they're going to go on this tour today to discover some of these things. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers and listeners before we wrap?
Well, I would just like to say, especially to parents looking on, please try to get your kids involved in tourism. We know that it is our bread and butter in Tobago, and we need all hands on deck from as early as possible.
And ladies and gentlemen, of course, that is your youth secretary. That is your junior secretary, right? Telling you there, we need to get our youths involved and on board, right? So if you didn't hear it before, you heard it today. The Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities, and Transportation hosted a youth summer program, right? And they're culminating today with an island tour, Know Your Island Tour. So the young people will be taken across the island of Tobago and they will be exposed to some of our treasures here right on the island. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Ms. Jael Morgan and Ms. Denicia Morris Rouse, right? And they are representing the Division of Tourism, and they've given us all the information we need to get our children and, of course, some of the parents, if you're interested, on board. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we wrap this segment of our interviews. Of course, before we go to a break, we ask you to share the life,
share the life, share the life.
Right now, Tobagonians are just scurrying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, standard. What you have? What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more, we got more. Standards are what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beaten on quality and price. Ignite.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
It's just about 7:35 a.m. and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. Since we acknowledge our sponsors in the lineup this morning. This morning's outfit, courtesy Rashad's Men's Store. That's Rashad's Men's Store located down there at Mount Pleasant. You can contact them at 631-1049. That's 631-1049, Rashad's Men's Store. Or you can make contact with them via social media. All right, as we head straight on into this segment this morning, we are chatting with a son of the soil, one whom we're very proud of indeed. This morning, joining us here on set as we speak about the Trinidad and Tobago Student Association, the president himself out at the Cave Hill campus there in Barbados, representing TTSA. We have on set with us Daniel Wilson. Good morning to you and welcome, Daniel.
Good morning, Mr. Skeet. Glad to be here. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning to the UWI Cave Hill freshers who are tuned in this morning.
All right. So this morning we're diving straight on into it. I want you to give us a little insight for those who may not be as familiar. perhaps they didn't go to UE, they haven't had the benefit, or you're a freshman, all excited and ready to go. Tell us about TTSA and the role of the organization that it plays within the University of the West Indies campus.
Okay, no problem. So the TTSA, or the Trinidad and Tobago Students Association, is a non-profit student organization at the UB Cave campus in Barbados. We are basically in charge of spearheading all the affairs and initiatives of the Trinbagonian population that are attending the University of the West Indies at Cave Hill. We focus on prioritizing the welfare of our members, with specific attention focusing on engaging in different cultural initiatives, academic initiatives, all in an effort to promote the successful academic pursuits of our members, to promote the cultural awareness of our members, and to enhance the intellectual development of our members. So normally we do this through the hosting of many events and initiatives, as I would have mentioned. We do this through the hosting of culture nights, where we display our culture, because one thing about the UB Cave Hill campus is that we are one of the most diverse campuses across the region. So we have people from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia. We have a lot of international students coming from all parts of the world. So it's a real melting pot. So the role of the Island Association is to ensure that the integration role in the Caribbean community is alive and well, and that we play a part in being the voice for our various student organizations.
All right, excellent. And for the benefit of those students, we have students who would have applied, now preparing to head on out to university come the end of August. Tell us a little bit about your upcoming session that caters to those students, the orientation for freshmen.
Right, so we have an orientation session that is coming up, and that would be held on Tuesday, August 15th. It will be held via the Google Meet platform, because we are catering to students who are coming to Cave Hill from Trinidad and from Tobago. So that will be held on Tuesday, August 15th at 6:30 p.m. via Google Meet. And the link for this session can be found in our Instagram, that is TTSA Cave Hill, TTSACAVEHILL. And what we're really going to discuss in this session, Julian, is just some basic tips that as a fresher you would want to know, especially living in a foreign country. So we're going to touch on things like navigating the online platform that you use for your classes, that you use for registration, that you use to pay your fees. We're going to be talking about life in BIM, or Barbados, but we fondly call it BIM. So we're going to talk about transportation, we're going to talk about student services, we're going to talk about understanding and navigating the GATES program. We're going to talk about other financial avenues that students can use to fund their tertiary education. And we're going to talk about various things about student visas, airline tickets. A lot of students don't know that Caribbean Airlines has a special student discount that you can access to get your 2 bags to travel to and from your university. And we're going to have a session on accommodation and student life. So it's going to be a very rigorous and informative session. So we're encouraging all students to come out, all freshers to come out and really engage in this session with us.
All right. And just in case persons are wondering, Daniel, and they're thinking naturally, TTSA is something that exists across the campuses in terms of the University of the West Indies. Tell us a little bit about this consideration. I see a beach lime on the lineup. Is that exclusively for those heading out to UE, TTSA, Cave Hill only, or it's a wider cross-section? Tell us a little bit about that activity.
Right. So thanks to our Tobago representatives on the TTSA executive, big up Miss Chidika Gray one time and Miss Shani Scipio of TTSA Mona, the TTSAs from both the UB campuses, Cave Hill and Mona, are doing a collaborative initiative called the Big Bago Beach Lime. And this initiative is geared towards engaging fellowship and camaraderie among the Tobago University student population. So we invite in all students. You don't have to be going to UB Cave Hill or Mona. You could be going to Costard, UTT, anything. We're inviting you to come out to the Mount Irving Beach facility this Sunday at 12 p.m. We're inviting all of you to come out and engage with one another to build new connections, build your network, and let me just have a good time, because it's the weekend. We're going back to school just now. Let me enjoy yourself a little bit.
Excellent. And just before we wrap this morning, started since the 11th, which is today, we celebrate, in terms of World Steel Pan, this recognition for the steel pan here. We have some celebrations happening in Trinidad today and in Tobago on Sunday. But I understand there's also a significant happening with TTSA, Steel Orchestra. Tell us a little bit about this.
Great. So, the TTSA KFL Steel Orchestra is the brainchild of this executive team 2023-2024. And what we realized within the KFL campus is that the steel pan culture for students across the region has not really been alive and well. So, in pure Tobago fashion, we have decided to launch our very own TTSA KFL Steel Orchestra. And at this point in time, the significance of the day, World Steel Pan Day, we want to bring it to you, the listening audience of Trinidad and Tobago. The TTSA Steel Orchestra will be an opportunity for students to engage in both the practical aspect of learning to play the steel pan and also the theoretical aspect of learning the history and the development of the steel pan. So we will have engaged with a number of stakeholders, including MITCO, the Musical Instruments of Trinidad and Tobago Company Limited. We've been in conversations with Pan Tobago and various other stakeholders at the university, including the Office of the Deputy Principal. So what we want from the viewing and listening public is your support in the formulation of this initiative. We've reached out to a number of steel orchestras within the Tobago space to donate any spare pans that they may have for this venture, as well as we are looking for financial assistance in order to ship these pans over to Barbados. So right now we are looking for all the support we have in the name of Steel Pan and in the name of honoring our national instrument and leaving a regional mark on this instrument. We are formulating the TTSA Steel Orchestra. So that's one thing that the freshers can look forward to in the upcoming academic year.
All right, final 30 seconds. Daniel, one whom we continue to be very proud of. Why is it most important to ensure you get involved in student life when you head onto campus?
It's very important to get involved in student life when you get onto campus because it builds your professional growth as an individual. In student life, you have to ensure you're always active, you're always engaged. It builds your character as an individual, and I would encourage all the freshers to ensure that you get involved in active student participation because it is essential in your growth as a student and as a young professional.
All right, and I want to endorse that 100%. I'm a beneficiary and a product of, and I know when you look on and you see Daniel in action, you feel so proud, so extremely proud in terms of continuing to do the work and to represent us out there. Thank you so much again, Daniel Wilson, President of TTSA KFL, joining us here on set. And as we prepare to head out, we tell them to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry, if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
MI4 Security Services.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Before, of course, we're celebrating Steel Pan throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And as we go forward, this day, August 11th, will be recognized as World Steel Pan Day, something that we are very proud of in Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, it's a sporting morning here on a Friday, and I'm joined by two, well, one looking muscular and one kind of tall. Very intimidating, but not down to the toe because it is when you race cars. You know, so good morning again, viewers, and of course, don't forget to share the live. And we're chatting now, we're talking motor sport this morning. I'm talking about the Tobago Hill Climb Festival. Good morning to you guys.
Morning, morning.
Fantastic. So with Simon Rodriguez, he's the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Rally Club, right?
PRO.
PRO. Oh, I got that. And I have Dexter Sandy, president of the Tobago Motorsport. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here with us this morning. Right. Of course, before we get into the discussion about the Tobago Hill Climb Festival, just share a bit about your organization, the Trinidad and Tobago Rally Club.
Okay, the Trinidad and Tobago Rally Club is the NGB for rallying in Trinidad and Tobago. So the national governing body recognized by the Ministry of Sport. The organization has been in existence for over 40 years.
Wow.
In different evolutions.
Okay.
Right from how it started. So we're very much involved in motorsport and changing things and evolving.
And the requirement, you must be a driver?
No. Actually, we don't just do the events like the Tobago Hill Climb, which was considered the high-speed stages part of it, or special stages. We also do navigation rallies, where team building, so companies come to us and you do the navigation rallies with riddles,
like
where there's the general...
Like the Great Race as well?
And
like the Great Race, like the power boat racing, like that?
No, not like that. The stages part of it is like that, where you have a co-driver next to you, you go through, you do your notes. That's actually what I've been doing for the past couple of years, and with your driver, you go through the notes to do the course faster. So you follow the notes for him.
Hey, and about the Tobago Motor Races Association?
Tobago Motorsport Association is a body that kind of pulls all the disciplines on the island together. So we have the drifters, the Tobago karters, we have the RC club, we have some racers involved as well, right? And we just kind of administrate and make sure everything runs smoothly. There's a calendar of events. Many people know us out at the parade grounds where the drifters practice on a Saturday and Sunday, the karters as well, right? So that's what.
Yeah. What's karters and RC?
So RC is the radio control. So the guys with the airplanes or the radio control cars, they would utilize, if not parade grounds, the stadium, like the stadium car park, and they run their cars there.
Okay.
Yeah. and the karters, the go-karts.
The go-karts. Okay, okay. I didn't know all these things under one umbrella. Right. So we're talking Tobago Hill Climb. This is the second edition.
Yes,
the second edition of the Tobago Hill Climb. I mean, take us through that. I mean, Dexter, I can go with you. I mean, the evolution of this Tobago Hill Climb. I mean, it appears to be getting bigger, and of course, I'm hearing that it's better this year. So tell the Tobagonians what to expect this weekend.
So the Hill Climb Festival is a collaboration between the TTRC and the TME, right? TTRC wanted to have Tobago involved in their calendar of events. So last year, the idea came that let's find a roadway that we could kind of block off and run our cars up the hill.
Right.
To create sort of like something like the Rally Barbados,
Right.
a smaller version, right? And we planned it out, and last year was the first run. So this year is going to be bigger and better. We're actually running the cars on the Belmont Road. It starts from Hope Farm, goes 3 kilometers up to the top just before we get into Mason Hall. And that's tomorrow, Saturday. So there's a lot of activity from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? And then on Sunday, we have the drifting, the karting. Some of those same rally cars are going to run on the hill climb. They're going to be out there as well. And we have cars, the club from Trinidad coming across to run up against the Tobago Dexterity Club. Right? So we have a lot of action on Sunday. 4 disciplines will be taking place out at the parade grounds on Sunday.
So tomorrow, so Saturday, because that's going to be the hill climb, and then on Sunday we're going to be at the parade grounds. In terms of you mentioned it's going to be at Belmont Road. So I'm guessing that's going to be closed off to members of the public.
There will be a traffic restriction. The police will be there to manage. So from the Hope Main Road, there's going to be restrictions there. Only authorized vehicles with passes will be able to come in, and mainly that will be competitors, right? And some vendors, because we had to make sure we have some vendors.
Oh, so I mentioned vendors. In terms of spectating, is there a particular area that spectators will have to be at, or is it that you can just go anywhere you want and like foot traffic? Obviously, vehicle traffic can't come in. So if I want to just walk and view the event, am I allowed to do that? Because this is definitely a safety issue here.
Yes. So we are encouraging all spectators to come on down. The parking will be out on the main road, and we are catering a shuttle service, which is free of charge. The shuttle will take you from the bottom of the hill and carry up to the designated spectator zones. Right, so we're regulating where the spectators will be a safe portion of the roadway, so we would avoid any collisions or any mishaps.
Yeah, and for those who are not aware what Belmont is, because they may be thinking in Trinidad and where Belmont is in Mason Hall, right? This is in Mason Hall area.
This is the road between Hope and Mason Hall.
Yeah. Right. Tell me about some of the drivers coming from Trinidad. I mean, are they popular names? Because I mean, I'm not into the motor racing kind of thing. Tell me about some of your teams that are coming up from Trinidad.
Well, for example, the winner of last year was coming in a Radical, which is not a car you would see on the road.
What Radical?
It's a Radical Cup car. So when you see it, it looks like, how should I say, the foreign race car. It's a tracker. It's an actual tracker. Open cockpit tracker, right? And we have 2 of those this year. Ravi Singh won it last year. He's an acclaimed circuit driver for many years. Actually, he's also involved in go-karting, and his daughter is also involved, so it's a kind of a family thing. He's coming up in his car. And then Zach, who is part of Team Speedway, which is also a family, because that's Frankie Boudram and Franklin Boudram. Now this is the grandson. He will be running against Ravi in that Radical. Then we have other cars, other circuit cars. We have rally cars. They have Miatas, so it's a whole thing of many race cars coming together for this.
So Dexter, who we have in Tobago can challenge Boudram and them? We're going on there.
We have Ashmal, Christopher, we have Mark and Richard. Right, those are the guys from down at Federal. They are going to be coming out as well as the Tobago participants, specifically for the hill climb. And on Sunday, we're going to have many guys from the Drifting Club and the Tobago Karting Club will be out on Sunday.
Yeah. So, like, in terms of prizes, is competing for fun, or you have prizes available as well?
Well, it's trophies and sponsors. The sponsors is very sponsors. I mean, hampers and trophies is mostly bragging rights. So it is sports in the country is actually more bragging rights than anything when it comes to motorsport.
Fantastic.
But yes, there are awards.
Okay. And how important you guys see this event for Tobago? Because I mean, there's a home for the motor racing in Trinidad. Would you say? Right. But we really don't have a home. We kind of. Well, you know, we're sharing in Pirate Square. I mean, how important is this for Tobago to really agitate for that home for
this
racing?
Type of event really speaks to the tourism product that Tobago has and is trying to create. So this is really sports tourism in the format of motorsport as a festival for 3 days, right? And I mean, for this particular event, there are over 100 persons coming to Tobago. You're talking drivers and supporters, administrators who will be here to ensure that this thing runs. And this is room stock. We're looking at car rentals. So this is tourism in a true sense. We're facilitating that on the island to help. I mean, we're coming out of Commonwealth Games. Today's the finale. We're rolling straight into the Tobago
yes.
Festival.
So right. Yeah.
And I mean, next week you have the Great Race.
A beehive of activities in Tobago. Yeah.
So it's just another part of the puzzle, which is to help build the Tobago tourism product.
How does someone get involved in this? Is that I like to drive and I have a fast car and just getting or is there an assessment done to really get people registered for the event? Because I mean, you don't want an erratic driver come and say, well, I can drive and I register him, and then he bumps some people in Belmont Road and all them places. How do you really assess the drivers for the event?
Well, for this event, which is a special event, right? I'm glad you said that. You can't just be a driver and say I have a car. So number one, the cars have to meet certain safety requirements. The drivers then have to have a certain level of experience before we will say, okay, yes, you can't just enter the thing. But a lot of it is safety and experience as well. Because of course you're racing up this road where there are precipices and things. So it's not just the layman's team. But pretty much to get involved in it, you start to come to it, you start as a marshal or a co-driver, as you mentioned before, and you slowly get into it, and that's how we go.
Yeah. And tell me about safety, Dexter. I know you don't make joke when it comes to safety. What are some of the safety measures you guys put in place just to ensure that, smooth transition, get fellas to Tobago and back to Trinidad safely, and of course, injury-free?
So the drivers that come across, their vehicles are specially outfitted with what we call a roll cage. And this roll cage is a safety mechanism that is bolted to, well, I shouldn't say bolted, it's part of the chassis of the vehicle. So in the event that this vehicle rolls, right, it does not squeeze down on the driver. So that's a main safety feature. Most of these vehicles have a fire suppression kit. And a kill switch, right? So that in the event of an accident, the driver is able to activate that kill switch from inside the vehicle. If the driver is unconscious, the first responder is able to actually pull this kill switch from the outside of the vehicle and shuts down all power to the vehicle. So these are some of the safety mechanisms for these types of vehicles that we run in the hill climb. Last year we were incident free, right? So we expect the same thing this year, but those are the things that we put in place with the vehicles themselves. The drivers, they all wear their helmets, their racing suits, which are rated to take heat from fire, and they all have fire extinguishers on board. And these are the things that we put in place. We also have the Trinidad Tobago Fire Services that will be there on the day. They have the Jaws of Life. Right, but we always tell them that's in the back. Right? But the Trinidad Tobago Fire Services is there, the ambulance is there to support in the event of anything.
Yeah, and in terms of different categories, we have women involved as well? Or they're going to be, well, you have a category for women, or it have women drivers racing against men?
They do, but we don't, for the hill climb section of it, we don't have any women competing, but there are women that, yes, they do compete. But nothing. But the female drifter will be there on on Sunday. She will be there.
Yeah. And as we wrap, let's reiterate. The route for Sunday and for Saturday tomorrow, and what's happening on Sunday.
Well, I mentioned that it's a 3-day festival, so it really kickstarts today. So there's a meet and greet down at the Lowlands Mall. So
and we have cars on there as well, so people can come and. All right, fantastic.
5 p.m. today. So we invited the public to come on down to the Lowlands Mall. You'll be able to see all the cars, you see the drivers, you get to interact with them. There's a meet and greet formality across by Lost and Pub House. And then tomorrow morning we kickstart up at Belmont Road from 9 o'clock. Go straight till 5 p.m. And on Sunday we start at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. at the parade grounds.
Fantastic. So Mr. Roger Guez and of course Mr. Sandy, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us here today. I wish you an exciting event, but mostly a safe event, right? Come out and enjoy the racing. Put safety first, right? I know it's like exciting the fast cars. Some people just get excited by the roar of the engine as well, and I thank you guys for bringing the event to Tobago as well, and I like the collaboration, as we try to build out our sport tourism trust here in Tobago. So thank you guys once more, and of course have a wonderful day. Viewers, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come up with a young fella in Tobago. He's an official. He goes by the name. In fact, I'll let you pronounce his name when he comes on and set, right? Take a break, but don't forget to share the live.
October will never be better. With Tobago, carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Yes, be careful.
Honey, I feel I'm going to start to cook, yes, because these children must be hungry now. Right? Okay. Oh, shucks. Oh. These plugs, oh my gosh.
Hey, relax. Hey, come from there. Come from there.
What's going on in here?
Oh God, boy, boy. What would you do if this happened to you? Dial 990 in case of fire emergencies and always have a serviceable fire extinguisher ready and available at all times.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards have what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beaten on quality and price. It's nice.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning.
Yes, welcome back, and of course, thanks for staying with us on this Tobago Updates Television. And of course, it's a sporting morning here in Tobago. The day after we'd have concluded the Commonwealth Games, in fact, the competitive aspect of it. So we're going to close off today with the closing ceremony down there at the Pigeon Point Beach. I know that all the athletes from Trinidad, they are basically on their way to Tobago now on the fast ferry. Of course, they're going to have a wonderful time down there at Pigeon Point. But I'm now joined by Ayodele Kojo.
Yes.
Ayodele Kojo, yes, Ayodele Kojo. I know Ayodele Kojo as a football official and as a runner. We're talking about Caribbean Youth Drug Use Prevention Forum this morning, of which he attended. Good morning to you, sir.
Morning, Marcus. It's nice to be here.
Fantastic. Ayodele, Caribbean Youth Drug Use Prevention Forum. From officiating to running, how you got involved in this part of this aspect of drug use prevention forum?
That's actually a very great question. Well, honestly, involved with a lot of stuff, part of the Bethel Police Youth Club.
Right.
And what happened was the Ministry of National Security would have contacted, well, not the youth club, but Miss Janice Macmillan, who is the youth center coordinator for Bethel Community Center. And she would have asked for a name to submit for this event. So she contacted me as one of the contact persons, because I'm that one person who always involved. So she contacted me, she asked for the person information, and then I was forwarded on to the National Drug Council, in which they basically prepared me. In fact, we have another project supposed to come out. I will share that as well. And then I just got all the information about the Caribbean Youth Forum that I attended.
Right. And tell me about the forum itself. It was held in Bahamas, right?
Yes, in Bahamas.
And how many days you attended the forum?
Well, it actually was a 5-day forum, but I was one of the Caribbean youth leaders, because there were 13 countries. I was the youth leader for Trinidad and Tobago. So we were out there from the 28th. So instead of just the 5 everybody else have, we had 8, because we had a few days to train the leaders, and then we had the actual forum where everybody was involved.
Yeah, and this was totally funded by the Caribbean.
Yeah, well, the Organization of American States and CCAD.
Ah, fantastic. So tell me about the forum itself. You know, they're talking about drug use prevention forum from what? From young people?
Well, all right. This is the second Caribbean Youth Forum held in Bahamas. The first one was held in 2019 in Barbados, and then, well, we all know we had that period of COVID-19, so that was our break. So I was in the second forum.
Yeah.
It's basically for prevention of drug use among young
people, right?
So every year, OAS, CCAD, all these initiatives, INL, would find different methods, different plans of action to help with treating with drug use and abuse in different countries in the Caribbean, the world as an extension.
Yeah. And what was the experience like for you being there for 5 days?
It was actually a life-changing experience. One, as someone who was selected as the team's leader, because honestly, when I got the message that I was representing as the youth leader for Trinidad and Tobago, it was like a shock to me. I was like, I didn't expect this at all. I was like, you're sure I got the right person? And I was like, you know what, when I went out there and they had us with the training session for the leaders and even for the actual forum, it really changed a lot. And not just for me, but even the other delegates could have said that it changed them a lot as well. So it was a life-changing experience. And in terms of preparing projects and so forth, because part of this we have to actually carry out a project. It's helped us to develop ourselves. Like many things we learned to do, like using smart goals, using something called the iron triangle, where you have your scope, you have your budget, you have your time, and once you get all that meshed in together, you have quality project. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, and tell me about, you mentioned that you have to create a project out of you know, attending the forum.
Yes.
Tell me about that project you have to create.
Right. Well, so the project that Trinidad and Tobago, our team has in plan, is called DOPA. Right? It's an acronym. It stands for Drug Use Outreach Prevention Emergency Reform. Leading up to it, the National Drug Council actually had us, because many of us who are on the National Youth Council, all of us who went out are actually on the National Drug Council. And we actually have a project supposed to be coming up very soon. It's called Lime with a Purpose. It was launched on the 16th of, I believe it's June, July. It was held at the National Library in Trinidad. The Minister of National Security was there. He gave me some nice remarks. And well, this project will be held in 5 different communities. St. Joseph, Edinburgh 500. You also have Lavantil. And they also have, well, in Tobago, Bethel, which is actually my community. So that was our lead up to help us to prepare for this project. With DOPA, we are looking to keep it in the community of Bish in Trinidad.
Oh, okay.
As a pilot project.
Right.
And well, right now we're in the process of looking to check the location, see what the persons need, what are some ways we could use, where we could use to get this project on a launch. We're also looking out for any possible stakeholders if you all are interested in helping out in the cause. And this project will be targeted for the young persons around the area, like around 13, 17, because we realize they have a lot of young persons, especially in school, where drugs is a problem. Drug use, misuse is a problem.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you have some colleagues from Trinidad. Who are the other members of your team?
Right. Thanks for mentioning that. I was going to mention that earlier. So along with me, who went out to the forum, I had Kernick Marshall. She's from Library. And Colin Aberdeen, who is actually from Bish.
And you are the only person from Tobago.
And I'm the only person
Fantastic. From Tobago. Once Tobago is represented here, I mean, and what stood out for you in this entire forum? You are now a certified, what should I say, certified leader in terms of drug use among young people?
You could say that, yes.
All right, so what stood out for you in the forum?
To me, what stood out for me most was that, well, there were 13 countries, 13 English-speaking Caribbean countries.
Right.
To name them would be kind of a problem right now, but shout out to everybody from the different countries. What stood out for me is that when you get to know everybody and know different countries and so forth, we all share something similar. Although we are different in terms of our culture, maybe different. government may be different. We all share one similar thing. And when I ask many persons out there, they say that in their country, drugs is a very serious problem. Some people have it that bad that at age 10 and younger is when young persons are getting involved in drugs, which is very crazy. It's to the point that, you have a lot of crime, a lot of people in jail, a lot of people dying because of it.
Yeah.
So it's like networking, you understand that we may be different, but we have similarities. And if we all bring that together, we can make a better change for our island or Caribbean countries, even the world.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And in terms of the forum, I'm guessing that they had leaders from different parts of the world doing the sessions.
Yes.
What was the session like in terms of, they are training you guys to get back to your different communities to help rid the communities of this scourge of drugs and crime and all these different things.
Yes.
What was the session like for you?
Well, everything in the session, I would admit, was great training in terms of how to help you out with this project. And how most of the forums started, you have like different icebreakers.
Right.
And many people do not appreciate the importance of icebreakers. But honestly speaking, when I saw it, when we did it, it was like these icebreakers really help because there was some that teach you that, when you're doing a project, you have some challenges that you will face and you have to know how to mitigate against that challenge. So like different forums, you have different persons talking from different, you have different experiences, different methods and so forth. And it really helped you out with developing.
Yeah, fantastic. And what's next for you? Are you on delay? Because I know I see you. You're officiating football. You're a runner as well. I know you are doing this to give back to your community. What's next for you?
Well, as we're on this topic here, what next is to not just take what I learned and keep it to myself. I would like that many other young persons, I would have said this to many people, the experience I got, I really enjoyed it and I cherished it. I would like a lot of young persons to get this kind of experience as well. I would like a lot of young persons to be off the blocks because my community, I would say they basically blacklist us. They always said Bethel people have no ambition. And look at me, a young boy from Bethel got selected as a team leader to go and represent the country in a Caribbean Youth Forum. So if I could do it, many young persons could do it as well.
That's fantastic. And of course, that's why we had you on the program this morning. We're shining that light on young people giving back in a big way. Mr. Kojo, I'll call you Mr. Kojo. Thank you so much for being with us here this morning on Tobago Updates, and congratulations. And I wish you all the best with your project, you and your teammates.
Yes.
I'm hoping that it redounds to the benefits of Trinidad and Tobago. Viewers, it has been a pleasure being here once again for another sporting morning. Of course, Commonwealth Games, that's it. Today we have the closing ceremony. It has been a wonderful, 5 days here in Tobago. We had triathlon, we had beach volleyball, then we had rugby sevens, and I can tell you yesterday, the finals of that Fast 5 netball at the Shaw Park Complex, it was electrifying. Congratulations to all the countries that participated, and all the winners. Good luck to you returning home safely with the trophy in hand. Of course, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to return with Candice Jackson for Good Morning Tobago.
This is Speyside. All are we and who all are we be. This is being Tobagonian. This is what it's about. Sharing and having a society that cares for each other, and we just give. Even the strangers within our gates we give. So Tobago just keep being beautiful.
Nestled in the beautiful east side lies the village of Speyside. And for the first time, they incorporated their harvest into the Tobago Heritage Festival. And well, basically, it was all about giving thanks, then on to the eats and drinks.
The Speyside Harvest Festival is actually the only harvest festival that always occurred during the heritage period. And so we just decided this year, since it naturally occurs during the same period, that we should add it to the calendar and it's really a celebration of Thanksgiving. It's an opportunity for the church and the community to come together and to give God thanks for all of the year's blessings. And so between last year, July, and now, God has been good to us.
It's a unique opportunity. It's something unique. I mean, I had experiences with friends from Trinidad, and they find this harvest phenomenon out of this world. Because I could give you a little story. The first time I brought a friend to harvest, he forgot his wallet in his car. He was like, "Hey, I forgot my wallet." So I was like, "The car is locked. What's the problem?" He's like, "So how are we gonna pay for the food?" And then you can imagine the laughter afterwards. So, you know, it's a blessing, it's a privilege, and it's just part of our culture, and we need to enjoy it.
It's quite lively, food, entertainment, and also the people, just unity.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
The Tobago People's Party is getting ready to launch at the Stage in the Sea in Scarborough on Sunday. The party was established in April after Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and his executive resigned from the Watson Duke-led Progressive Democratic Patriots, declaring themselves independents in the THA. From their promotional material, it appears that the symbol for the party is an anchor, and the color they chose to represent the party is blue. Turning now to some news of crime, the murder of Alison Bala, also known as Bling Bling, appears to be linked to revenge. He was murdered on Wednesday morning in Scarborough. Bala, 56, is a resident of Young Street in Scarborough and was shot multiple times in the head and shoulder. The police retrieved 4 spent 9mm bullet casings from the scene, and officers from the Scarborough Police Station and Tobago Divisional Task Force are investigating the incident. Bala's murder marks the 8th homicide on the island for this year. And in some sport, 5 boxers have successfully secured their spots to participate in the Pan American Games in Santiago, Chile, scheduled for October 26th to November 5th. The president of the Trinidad and Tobago Boxing Association, Cecil Ford, has officially confirmed this news. The team consists of Nigel Paul in the heavyweight category and Aaron Prince in the men's middleweight, Ortega Joku in the men's flyweight, Angel George in the women's heavyweight, and Tiana Guy in the women's featherweight. These boxers earned their positions after competing in the 2023 AMBC American Boxing Championships held in Colombia. There, the team secured 1 silver medal and 4 bronze medals. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
The news in 90 seconds is brought to you by Flow, working for you on Tobago's newest fiber network.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Tobago, and viewers, we are getting into a conversation this morning with Miss Melissa James Guy, Assistant Director for the Youth Energized for Success Unit, coming out of the Division of Community Development out there. So good morning and welcome to you. How are you?
Good morning, Candice. Good morning, Tobago. I'm doing quite fine. And yourself?
I'm great. So this morning we are talking about the YES internship program that's going on currently. So what can you just give us a brief overview as to what the YES program, the YES internship program is?
Okay. So, actually, Candice, if I may, we at YES are currently celebrating 11 years of existence. We were established in 2012 on August 9th. So on August 9th, Wednesday past, we would have celebrated 11 years as an established unit in the Tobago House of Assembly. The YES program was established to perform several functions as it pertains to youth development and building capacity of young persons across the island of Tobago, whether it be that they are trying to access the labor market or whether it be that they are trying to get into successful endeavors such as youth entrepreneurship, etc. Our summer internship program is currently ongoing. It is one of many programs that we have in our suite of offerings at the YES program, and we are in our 10th year. Since we were established, we've been doing this for 10 years, and it has been a real successful run so far. We have been getting some excellent feedback from our stakeholders who continue to support us year after year. I can never be as grateful as I probably, it's really difficult to explain how grateful I am to our stakeholders to continue to give these young persons the opportunity to come into their various establishments and to be able to gain market experience in their various disciplines of study or in their various disciplines of endeavors.
All right. And so the internship program, when does it begin? And, how can people get involved with it?
Well, the internship program began on June 26th. Okay. We had a full week of training where our young persons were exposed to disciplines such as communications, business writing, conflict management, a number of things that are important, especially as soft skills for a fully functional person in the workplace. It's all well and good to have your different accreditations and to have the letters behind your name and to be exposed to the academic part of the requirements for the workplace. But the practical is also very important, and those soft skills are really what make the difference between an exceptional employee and an average employee. But what I do want to particularly speak about is that The YES program is much more than just the summer internship program. Year-round, the YES program puts on a number of capacity building programs for young persons, as I indicated, whether it is that you're trying to access the labor market as an employee or whether you're trying to head off on your own into entrepreneurship and, be your own boss. So we have programs such as our employability skills training program, where young persons at any time can come to the YES program. We are located currently physically, we at the Division of Finance, but at Victor E. Bruce, but we are officially a part of the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport. So soon we'll be physically moving to Glen Road. But for now, until further notice, we would let you all know through Tobago Updates and other platforms when that move is made. But as for now, you can come into Victor E. Bruce. We're on the second floor, and we provide support to young persons, employability skills, whether you need some assistance in preparing or fine-tuning your resume to ensure that, you get the edge when someone is reading through. It's a good representation of who you are on paper. And also we do one-on-one training with persons for interviews, because we know that, that's where the anxiety kind of comes in. Not everyone has that ability to, confidently walk into a room, own it, and to truly sell themselves. And we want to give our young persons the best opportunity to launch into their careers, whatever that may be.
Now, when you talk about interns, sometimes a lot of these programs, the interns are, just placed there in the office and they're just there, just looking on at what's going on. Does the YES program really ensure that the candidates, the participants, they do get a real sense of what the job is there in the chosen fields?
Most certainly we do. One thing about the YES program is that when we place persons with our various stakeholders, they have persons who have had exposure to whatever materials or skills are required at that specific place of employment. So we only take candidates who are at the tertiary level, like maybe those who are on the lower end, those who are exiting to now begin at university. So you have to have been a recent graduate of the upper sixth level, or you have to be currently in a university program or a very recent graduate, like you might have graduated last year or you might have graduated in the year itself. Because our stakeholders, they do share with us what skills and competencies they are looking for, what type of qualifications they're looking for in the interns, and we try as best as possible to place them according to those requests. We are even able to place persons to some places in Trinidad. Like, for instance, we had Daniel Wilson on the program this morning. He's currently an intern with the YES program, and we would have placed him at the office of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs in Trinidad because he wanted exposure to constitutional law. Now, that's not something that's available readily on the island. So we try our best to reach out to our networks, whether it be locally, we have the opportunity to even go regionally and even internationally to secure those internships for young persons. So I want to encourage our young people to don't limit yourself to what the offerings are on the island. The YES program is here to provide that support for you and that exposure for you. We will do the elbow work and put in the elbow grease to secure those opportunities for our young people here on the island of Tobago. So we no longer have to be in a position of disadvantage.
And what can you tell me about the success stories coming out of the YES program?
Okay. So over the years, we have had many success stories. We have had many persons who were able to secure employment directly and indirectly through their experience through the YES program. So almost every year, we have at least 3 to 5 persons who are absorbed actually by the organization that they would have been placed with. So that's why we try to admonish our young persons or our participants to put their best foot forward, to not just see this as a summer opportunity to gain a stipend or to just have somewhere to be other than at home with mommy and daddy. Because there have been instances even where they might have had to return to school in September, but they made such an indelible mark at the organization that they were at, and they were able to maintain relationships and, really truly understand the benefits of the networking and the opportunity that they would have been able to be absorbed at some future time when they would have graduated and actually had the qualifications.
And how many people are currently enrolled in the program?
We currently have 120 persons enrolled in the program. We wish we could have taken all of our applicants. We do have a very rigorous process. Young people describe it as rigorous, but we try our best to simulate what actually happens in the workplace. So they have to submit their application with their cover letter and resume. It is screened we select persons independently, so it's not just in the department. We ask persons across the assembly, across the divisions to assist us in shortlisting, and then they go through an interview process just as you would when you are finished and come into the real world of work. So we also get assistance across the THA, across the divisions to do these interviews, and then we shortlist from there. It's always difficult because you have some persons who, oh my, it's like they were born for this, We understand that young persons are at different stages in their life. I like to use the analogy, you might throw someone off the jetty and they would naturally just swim. Some of them might be able to do the breaststroke and the backstroke and just show off and, really create an impression. But there are some who might need a little assistance, a little flotation device, a little further coaching and motivation. And this process also helps us to be able to identify what those shortfalls are and to be able to put mechanisms and support programs in place to be able to reach these young people to try to bring the standard and the level up to where it should be.
All right, well, we're going to put a little pause on the conversation this morning because we got to go to a break. But don't worry, viewers, you're going to get more information when we come back just after this.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are continuing our conversations this morning with Mrs. Melissa James Guy, sorry about that, Assistant Director of the Youth Energized for Success program out of ComDev. Now, before we went to the break, we were talking a little bit about the program and those people and just getting involved with it. So I'm just want to give you a chance to wrap that up before we continue to some other conversations about the YES program.
Okay, so Our program will conclude, the summer internship program will conclude on August 25th. That's officially, but on August 24th, we're going to have our closing ceremony, and that takes place in the form of a networking mixer. So we don't do the traditional graduation or closing ceremony because a whole part of one of the objectives of the summer internship program is to get those young people to understand the value and the benefits of building their network, especially in a space like Tobago. You know, no man is an island. We can't operate in silos. And I know we all know that there are many benefits to be derived from networking. So we try to get many industry experts into the room as well with these young persons so that they could have the opportunity to introduce themselves, to sell themselves, to even get to know each other as fellow interns together. And one unique thing as well about our summer internship program, as I don't know if some of our viewers might have noticed, those who would have ventured off to like the Charlottesville National Treasures Day, we try our best to immerse our interns as well in cultural awareness, in civic duty, and, you know, in just striking a balance between spending that summer getting the practical work experience, but also getting to know and understand and to try to build the best well-rounded young Tobagonian to try to help to build and diversify our economy. So we also have on August 18th, which is next Friday, they'll be doing a novelty games. We'll be having a novelty games fun day for them where they are teamed up according to colors. So we're very excited to see which team will emerge victorious out of all of them. And we have some really wonderful prizes that would be given out to these young persons at the closing ceremony. And they're all sponsored, and we're really grateful that we've been able to, you know, continue to build these types of relationships with organizations and businesses that support youth development across the island to make all of this possible.
And, you know, when you look at the future of the YES program, we've been around for the past 11 years. What are you guys looking forward to? What are some of the plans that you guys are going to be putting into place to take it to the next level?
So I think we've done a pretty good job at establishing ourselves here on the island, and also even to make partners in Trinidad with the Central Bank. We've had experiences and relationships with the IDB, the CDB, in terms of getting some of our interns in especially. And we are looking forward to getting into probably the international market to try to see how best we can. If we're going to make Tobago the greatest little island on the planet, we have to be able to expose our young persons to some of those international experiences and be able to benchmark ourselves against what is industry standard out there in not just the island and the region, but in the world. So, you know, that's something that we're looking forward to in terms of where I see the YES program going in the next 5 to 10 years. But if we have to narrow down to the next fiscal year, we will be starting off, hopefully, with our college-bound university/college-bound seminar/fair, where we intend to start preparing our young persons who intend to be heading off to university come next September. You know, we want them to be exposed to what are some of the considerations that they need to start giving to, whether it be finances, whether it be starting to prepare themselves emotionally, psychologically, etc. You know, sometimes our young persons do not have that type of support or persons with experience who would be able to tell them, well, you know, you have to start preparing this. Parents, you need to start giving considerations to this. So this initiative is intended for those persons who plan to head off next September. So you're going to have the entire year to start planning. I heard TTSA would have spoken about bringing gates to talk to the freshers who are going off in this September. But we're also going to be bringing in gates. We're probably going to partner with same TTSA personnel, etc., so that persons will have a lot more time to start preparing, because preparation plus opportunity breeds success. So we try our best to prepare as much as possible and in advance. We also will have our employability skills and professional development program in the first quarter of the year, where we're going to be able to reach out to young persons who are trying to access the labor market, but they may need a little more fortifying, whether it be in their soft skills or at least some guidance as into what are some of even the qualifications that they need to start preparing themselves to achieve, so that they would be able to
be able to participate and so on
in the labor market.
Now, how can people get connected? I mean, you said quite a lot, some really exciting things on the horizon for the YES program. And even though we're almost at the end of the summer internship program, now how can people get involved, even if they're going off to school and so on, and they're like, I'll be back and I want to make sure that I do something during that time that I am back. Where can they find that information?
Okay, so they can access us via telephone 639-4412, extension 3700 to 3704. You have to put a 5 in front, extension 53700 to 53704. And my direct extension is 53400. But we have a team of very competent and passionate officers who will be at any point in time willing and ready to assist. You can also visit us. As I said, we are currently located at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex. We're on the 2nd floor. And we also are on Facebook. So, YES program on Facebook.
All right, great. So, and thank you so much, Melissa James Guy, for being on with us and for just giving us those little tidbits, and for those young people that are out there and are looking to get involved. Well, you heard the information this morning, so get connected, get in touch with Melissa James Guy and see how you can be a part of it, because it's all towards your development and placing you ahead of the game. All right, viewers, so I want to thank you so much, and don't go anywhere, because we've got a lot more coming up for you after the break on GMT.
So wake up and hear me neighbor, 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun, we are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago is number one.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion starts.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, you know, sometimes in your organizations or even within your groups, whether it be an NGO, church group, whatever the case may be, you have an innovative idea. And sometimes it is very tough to make that idea come into fruition because you need some capital funding. So this morning we are about to tell you about a little something or a little opportunity you can have, because we are being joined online by Ms. Denise Ferguson, who is the Executive Manager of the Entrepreneurship, Development and Innovation Unit in Kariri, who has a very wonderful offer for you this morning. So good morning and welcome to you, Ms. Ferguson.
Good morning and thank you for having us on this morning.
All right, great to hear you. Now, could you give me an idea of what is this innovative idea grant that you guys are offering here for people within organizations?
All right, so the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, under the Ministry of Planning and Development, funded by the EU and the IDB, executed by Kariri, has a project called Shaping the Future of Innovation. And we have 3 components. One component looks at bringing all of the stakeholders together so we could have a more innovative ecosystem. The second one really looks at bridging academia and industry. So we're going to partner university students to solve innovative projects for firms. But the one that we want to discuss today has to do with grant funding. And so the EU has set aside $6 million US to give to firms over a number of calls. So 75 firms, 34 has already been awarded. They will be given US minimum 50,000 US, maximum 500,000 US, so that they're innovative. And it's not just an idea. The idea has to be at the prototype stage. It has to already be validated that it is ready to be used, but you now need to probably build it, scale it up, mass produce it, put it, and it's not just a product. It could be a service, it could be a process. So it's innovation in many things. In fact, one Tobago firm, Rojas Engineering, who was also on your program last year, has won one of these grants.
Arisa, and when you talk about the innovative ideas, like what exactly are you speaking of? What are you looking for from the organizations and small businesses?
So, how do you add value to the market? How do you create more jobs? How do you get more export ready? So, it's not innovation, it doesn't have to be completely new, but it is something that you are going to put into your process, whether it's a product, service, or process, into your organization that will allow you to perform better, allow you, as we said, to create more value for the economy. So, for instance, we have individuals who are taking waste plastic and turning it into lumber. So, they are doing two things. One, they are cleaning the environment, so they're dealing with environmental and climate issues, as well as they are creating a durable, cheap alternative to concrete or wood to allow those individuals to build houses, have park benches, etc.
All right. And, how can people get involved? How can they be a part of this? What do they need to do to qualify?
All right. So first of all, you must be registered in Trinidad and Tobago. So this is not open to the Caribbean, it's not open to the rest of the world. So you must be a Trinidad and Tobago firm registered here for at least 3 years. Of course, you must be paying taxes. So it doesn't matter if you are a sole trader, an NGO, a limited liability, or a partnership, but you must be registered, have the business registered, and you must be paying taxes for at least 3 years. And you can be in any sector in Trinidad and Tobago except oil and gas, because we are seeking to diversify. So any sector, whether it's the creative sector, the health sector, manufacturing sector, so once you reach those criterias, and it's simple criterias really, you are able to apply. So it's really open to most people. Some people ask, can SMEs get in? Yes, they can. To date, we have had 34 awardees, 31 being SMEs.
And then when you're looking forward to getting the grant funding and so on, like how long does the process take? What can applicants expect?
All right. So the application for call 3 is open right now. And that is for SMEs as well as inclusive innovation. So inclusive innovation is going to allow those firms, whether small or large, to be able to solve an issue for those individuals who are underserved. So maybe in the rural areas, maybe for migrants, people who may not have good utilities or may not have proper healthcare or education. And so that call closes on the 30th of August. So you still have 2 more weeks. We're asking people to get on board. Once the call closes in mid-September, actually September 20th, we are going to select those individuals who have proven by an independent panel that their project can move to the stage 2. So the first stage is just a simple concept. You will go onto the Kariri's website, www.kariri.com, look for projects. You will see Shaping the Future of Innovation, and you will fill out on an online portal. So you're not sending in or emailing in a physical concept or proposal. You're doing it via an online e-portal. Once you do that, it closes on the 30th of August. By the 20th of September, we will let those individuals know who are moving on. Then they have until mid-November to do the second stage, which really looks at what is the proposal, how are you going to implement it, what's going to be your procurement plan, what's going to be the funding, what is this going to cost, etc. And then by early December, those individuals who have been successful will be contacted.
Great. And then, how can people find out more information? How can they get in contact with you to be able to be a part of this wonderful opportunity?
Right. So first of all, like us on all our social media pages, on our website, www.kariri.com. We do have the Shaping the Future of Innovation project page. You can get a lot more information from there. You can also email us at mailkariri.com, as well as call us 299-0210 to get further information. Again, of course, you can send it on our social media pages, and we will definitely get. We have had a number of webinars, so some information sessions. The last session was yesterday, actually, the 10th. However, those videos and recordings of the sessions are available once individuals ask for it. In fact, we probably would put some on our website so they can see it there as well.
All right, great. I want to thank you so much, Ms. Ferguson, for being on with us and for sharing with us this wonderful opportunity. So viewers, if you're out there and you're part of organizations, businesses, and so on, and you have that wonderful, innovative idea that you just want to get going and it can change things within our society, well, just get connected and see how you can be a part of this wonderful opportunity for you. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers. Well, we're going to go take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to have some more information for more things for you on GMT. So don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go, go.
Tapicom. Welcome to the future. The only card you will need in a new world. Digital business cards. Safe, hassle-free. The future is here. Tapicom. New generation digital transfer. Digital time clock cards. Digital attendance cards. Air tags. Customized designs. Digital clothing tags. Digital pet tags. Tapicom. The future is here. Contact us today.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry, if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you.
Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
What's the number? Oh, God.
Fan emergency, good afternoon. You said the building is on fire. Are there any persons trapped? 4 persons. What is the address of the call, ma'am? Number 4, Candy Drive, Pier Road. Can I have your name, please? Miss Bihari. Thank you, Miss Bihari. I'll be dispatching an appliance. Central Control from Fire Control.
Go ahead, Fire Control. Central Control is really over.
Central Control, have a plans and crew. Respond to our residential fire. Same is at number 4, Candy Drive, Pier Road, Chabonas. 4 persons are trapped, 2 adults, 2 children. They were unable to make contact with fire service, so she called on their behalf.
Transmission received loud and clear. Operator at Central Control, 3463. Firefighter Wiley, Central Controller.
Create an evacuation plan for you and your family and practice your escape. Always ensure you have more than one way to safely exit your home. Your lives may depend on it.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Whole Life Health
helps me secure their future, provides financial protection with added benefits. Whole Life, the affordable financial benefits plan. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are being joined by Mr. Kerry Cunningham, a committee member of the Moriah Village Council, as well as Ms. Nicole Hazel, the education officer of the Moriah Village Council. Good morning and welcome to you both.
Morning.
Good morning and thanks for having us. And the reason we are talking with the Moriah Village Council this morning is about a very special event that's coming up, and that is the Moriah Village Council's Know Your Village Treasure Hunt. So, Mr. Cunningham, I'll get started with you. Give us an idea of what is this all about?
Well, this has been an initiative of the Moriah Village Council. For the last couple months, we were looking to raise some funds. But this initiative came about because we have a massive tourism product we want to introduce in the next 2 years in Moriah. Basically, we are highlighting the historic aspects of our village. Our village is rich in history, so what we are doing is just to highlight a prelude to the big event, which would be a massive tourism project will be launched in the village in the next 2 years.
What can you tell us about that tourism project, Ms. Hazel?
The tourism aspect of Moriah has so much rich history. So therefore we want people, not just the youths, but everybody to be a part of this initiative, so that we want to involve the youths and have them come on board with the flora and fauna that we have in Moriah, right? So Moriah is noted for its beaches. A lot of persons do not know Moriah has beaches, right? We have lots of wonderful waterfalls, right? Lots of hiking spots. We have plenty areas where persons can go and do bird watching and so on. So we want to bring this out there. A lot of persons don't know about the history of Moriah, right? And we want to highlight this initiative and bring the youth on board.
And tell me how this treasure hunt is going to help with that.
Right. So, being a villager, most persons don't know about the blossoming of this rich village, right? So Moriah, the name Moriah would have come about from when the Moravian missionaries would have come to Tobago and, decided to spread the word of God. And Moriah had, or has actually, more than 10 estates, right? So when they came to the estates, they delivered the word and they decided, this is a good place to start up a church, right? And the Moravian church would have been built in 1840. If you talk to the young people now, they can't tell you about the history of Moriah, how the name come about. So the missionaries, they usually, wherever they go, they would name the place after something in the Bible. And they chose Moriah, right? Moriah, in the Bible, we talk about Mount Moriah, right? So that's how the name came about. And with spreading the word, they would have had gone to the different estates and so on. And this is how the village developed, rich in agriculture and so on. So we want the young people to be a part, to know their history, Tobago has a rich history, and we want young people not to just sit around and be idle. We want them to be a part of this initiative, so they will go out there and research and find out, well, Mariah has this, Mariah has that, and they will be a part of this initiative.
So we are having a treasure hunt. What are the features of the treasure hunt, Mr. Cunningham? How would it run on the day?
Well, actually, we gathered at the Mora Recreation Ground, and then we have a breakfast, and then we start the treasure hunt, where we disperse into the different locations. We have Mora have when we calculated, over 30 historic sites, but we're just doing 5, right? And we're just doing a couple, like little tasks to get to the historic sites, and it's gonna be real exciting. The excitement is started brew already. Just imagine that I have siblings older than me, and some of them are not even aware of some of these sites. And this is the thing we're trying to promote, because we're looking at next year as like inviting people from the diaspora to come in. We want to make this as such a big tourism product, because as we say, in the next 2 years, a massive tourism drive will be launched in Mora. I don't want to give away too much, but it's an initiative gonna blow people away. That the rich history of Mora and how we gonna market, especially old time wedding. The old time wedding will play an integral role in marketing Mora, and Mora gonna be one of the richest village on the northern part of Tobago. Also, is that the youths will be heavily involved in like tour guides. We'll be doing a training program on the tour guides and things. But coming back to the treasure hunt, so we want to start there in the morning. Everybody will be afforded a breakfast. Like, we'll be selling breakfast on the morning, and then when you take them, then we go to the different locations and find the sites and them. But Nicole is the person gonna give you more history and how it's gonna run on the day.
Okay.
Right. So with the treasure hunt, what we're gonna do, we're gonna give each team the first clue. So upon getting that first clue, and once you find the spot, it leads you to the next clue and so on. Right? So each team supposed to have 5 members, right? The registration fee is $20 per member, right? And we want persons, the rules are that one person must have a valid license to be able to drive around, right? And we want them to maintain the laws of the island, no risky driving and so on, right? Also, upon finding the clues, we'll also give them tasks. So they will also be able to go to certain sites. We'll give it to them, name of the sites, however, so they should be able to know, well, this is where the site is, and they will go to it and take pictures and send it back to our Facebook page.
Right. And then how can people get involved in
the treasure hunt?
Yes.
Right. So on the day of the treasure hunt, which is the 25th of September, right, registration will be taking place at the recreational grounds.
So you don't have to call ahead to register?
No. The registration takes place there at the recreational ground, right? So the registration forms and everything will be ready, and persons will come ready to have fun with us on that day.
And then what time are you guys starting?
At 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Right? Usually come for 8 a.m. where we start the pre-registration and so on, have a breakfast. Breakfast will be on sale by the village council. The initiative is also in a bid for us to raise funds, to maintain the village council and to do other initiatives for the youths within our community.
Certainly. So, and it's very exciting. Of course, it's going to be happening on the holiday, because we know the Sunday, that's the 24th, that's Republic Day. So naturally, Monday is a holiday.
Yes.
So you're filling up the spaces there. All right, viewers, I want to thank you so much for being on with us. And if you are interested, get connected. This thing seems like such a wonderful thing. And just an idea just to, know more about the village of Mariah. We're not just about the old-time wedding at Heritage. We're more than that.
That's right.
All right, great. So viewers, I thank you for being on with us this morning. It was a pleasure. So have a safe and wonderful day. No matter what you do today, I know there's quite a lot happening over the weekend.
So when you go out there, just remember, be safe on the roads. And we will see you again on Monday. But of course, don't go anywhere yet or too far because we have brunch coming up for you at 10 o'clock. So you're going to want to tune in for that. Thank you and goodbye.